In the wake of the Brittany Maynard case in Oregon, the state's Death with Dignity Act has been the subject of a heated end-of-life debate.
For your Facebook Friday story, TV6's Nick Brennan learns about the act and teaches us what that stands and where Michigan stands. Nick?
Steve and Sophie, it turns out that Michigan does not support the Death with Dignity Act and instead takes other measures when terminal patients are at risk of passing on.
I hope my family is still proud of me and the choices I made.
Ever since Brittany Maynard made her choice to commit physician-assisted suicide at the age of 29 in keeping with Oregon's Death with Dignity Act, controversy has been running high. It's an easy assumption to make that this act is making suicide that much easier, but it's actually extremely difficult to be in compliance with regulations. For one, you have to be a resident of Oregon, Vermont, or the state of Washington, the only 3 states to currently have this law in effect. And there's one more important rule.
You have to have 2 doctors involved. The first doctor has to determine that you're completely of sound mind. The second doctor then determines that you have a terminal illness in which you are expected to die within 6 months.
In 2013, just 71 terminally ill patients out of 122 prescriptions in Oregon actually used the lethal dose of drugs to end their lives, an extremely small percentage of patients with fatal diseases.
Legs a little rubbed today.
For the majority of terminal patients, including in Michigan, where physician-assisted suicide is strictly prohibited, there's hospice care, where patients' symptoms and suffering are minimized as much as possible while giving families the chance to spend as much time with their loved ones as nature's course will allow.
We're not in the business of accelerating death. We are in the business of allowing families the opportunity to experience the natural progression of things because those opportunities are essential for the grieving process.
Hospice care also provides support for the family up to 13 months after their loved ones have passed. UP Home Health and Hospice assists an average of several hundred families per year with the end-of-life process, but says there would be more if families simply knew about the option.
All right. Thanks a lot, Nick.
Thanks.